And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Sundays Are for Trucking episode number 61. We are back in here in American Truck Simulator. Hey, Thomas, what is up today? And we are out in the FLD 120. We are running a mid-roof today. And also what we've got on behind us today is the Dakota Dump. This looks to be like a 45, 48 foot dump trailer, and right now inside there we have got a load of wheat grain going up to Yakima to the General Mills. We are sitting in Ontario, Oregon right now, and without any further waiting, we're going to go ahead, get into the truck, and get her fired up today. Junior, Gary, Lucas, what is going on? Oh, and one little thing about the engine today, guys. We are running a Cummins M11, and we also have got a lope idle to it. So let me just go ahead, let's get that fired up right out here, so that way you guys can hear it. Yeah, that's music to my ears right there, being a former driver of a truck very similar to this one. Alright, but we've got her fired up. Let's go ahead and we're just parking lights right now. It's only about 7 o'clock at evening, but let's get moving up towards Yakima. Exactly why I'm taking this slow, Gary. Now, chances are when we get to General Mills, they're not going to have a hopper or anything like that. We're going to be back into a regular slot, but yeah, let's pretend that we're actually going to be dropping this off into a hopper.
Turn left.
And I have not ran this engine in forever, so I wanted to go ahead and run the M11 again. And this does work great for like the Mac R and the older trucks like this, but on a newer truck it just doesn't sound right. Guys are wondering where I happen to get this trailer at. This was again released in the ATS public mod update group that is ran by Keith Davis. This was linked actually yesterday into that group, so if you guys want to go ahead and get the trailer, that's where you can find it. Hey Jobby, what's up today?
Go straight.
There is a mod for that, Gary. It's Painted Truck Traffic, I believe, is what it's called, from Jazzy Cat. Whoop, shift to 8th, you idiot, not to 6th. And I believe the current version on that is like 2.3. So you'll see like Freightliner Coronados, a K100, definitely a whole bunch more than what is currently here for the AI. The reason I am not running it is, actually, I probably could, but I just haven't. Freightliner FLD 120 today.
Stay left, then turn left. Turn left.
Hey, Doggish, how's it going today? Pretty much the exact same thing. Now, one thing I will say, Gary, is you will have an idea of what it takes to drive an actual truck. Do not expect the exact same thing that you're seeing here in game. In the real world, they are two completely different animals. We are heading up to the General Mills in Yakima. We've got a load of wheat grain on the back. So, and since I'm trying to run this old school, you do have the option of running this trailer. Three different types of sidewalls on the trailer. The first option is going to be aluminum, second one will be chrome, and then you've got the one that I'm running today, which is the paint option, and you can run those trailers with or without the tarp. I'm going without the tarp because back in the day, yeah, we never ran tarps when you were running a dump wagon. Back when I was driving, when I went to tractor trailer school, I needed the exact same DOT physical. I sound a hell of a lot younger than what I am, but I'm 46. Only if you rolled the trailer over, and even if you put a tarp on it, it's not going to keep a 40,000 pound load of grain inside the bucket itself. It's literally going to go all over the place. Yeah, I sound like I'm in my early 20s, what a lot of people do say. I don't hear it though. And the horsepower of today's engine, nothing extravagant, roughly 500 horsepower on the M11. And I could have went with 370, but I was thinking that's a little bit on the lower side. Yeah, and the sun's not even down and given full color yet either, so it's gonna get better. cannot beat that view though. That looks amazing. And I would say if it wasn't for my wife back in the day, I'd probably still be driving to this day. And no, that red light in an actual Freightliner, that is your check engine light that's on, but they wanted to map a engine brake button or a light into the cab, so that's what that is. We don't have an engine problem. Wishing AI would make up their mind. Are they going to go along at the speedometer, or are they going to keep slamming on their brakes? At the speed limit, not speedometer. Holy moly, can I talk today? Probably not. Very surprised at how many people actually do that in the real world. They'll just get in front of a truck and throw on their brakes. Oh, I'm going to sue the trucking company if I get hit for millions of dollars. Well, a lot of people are forgetting now that drivers and companies, they are putting, at least some of them have driver-facing cameras, but a lot of them will have forward-facing cameras, and once the insurance company sees what that person did, they will not be paying. Now, probably for the most fun part of the trip so far, going up and down Cabbage Hill. Hey, Denelvis, what's up today? No, more than likely it would not be, Gary, and at least with the company that my brother drives for, Martin Transport, he does have forward-facing cameras. However, even though the camera is quote-unquote recording, it doesn't actually send any video until a event triggers that to happen, and such as like a hard brake or my brother swerving violently or something like that. Then the last like 2 minutes gets sent over to the company for them to review. But I would say if you're just running along, doing the speed limit, minding your own business and being safe, and all of a sudden a car jumps in front of you, and then they slam on their brakes, if you hit them, I'm gonna say that's not your fault, especially if there's nothing in front of them. mean, without having a camera, that would be a tough sell, because that person can say, oh, a deer ran out in front of me or whatnot. And if you didn't have a camera, that's going to be, it's pretty much your word against theirs. Now, with the way that companies are today, with most of the trucks having cameras in them, if that was going to happen, I don't believe the insurance company would hold you at fault, or even the police, especially when they can view the video. More than likely that other driver is going to get charged. And then pretty much they are screwed, because their insurance company is not going to pay for the damage to their vehicle. That probably is not a good idea. Yes, but if once you start recording with your phone, it's literally only going to record until your storage is full. And that is a detour. Guess what? We're still going through. We're still going this way. And what's going to actually happen though is you're going to be, if you're trying to record with a cell phone while driving an 18-wheel tractor trailer, you are not going to be in complete control of the vehicle with one hand. So that's why I don't recommend it. And that was a detour that we ran into back there. Well, of course, in order now to go up to Yakima, if I'm still not going this way, we would have had it gone over to the Dales and then go up that way. I wasn't going to do that. And chances are, I'm not sure why this is closed off, but there it is. I was wondering if we were going to be running into anything.
Stay left.
Yeah, that was a detour. I went around the detour is what I did. Otherwise, we'd have to go over to the Dales and then go up into Yakima that way. And I've had detours turned off. I bumped them on last night just for, well, excuse me, Friday night, and did not turn them off for this stream. So yeah, that's what happened there. And the reason I keep detours off is the road network here in ATS. Even though the feature is nice, the road network does not support them. And we're in the FLD 120 today from, I think, Lucasi and Harvin. It's on Lucasi's workshop page, but Harvin, I would guess, did most of the work on this. Wolfpack, Thomas, what's up, guys? That's right, Fedrex, you keep your butt right there in the granny lane. Doing awesome like a possum. It's just a trailer since I don't have any of the AI truck traffic mods that you can run.
Right.
I don't have them currently in my mod list. Whoops, we need to go that way.
Exit
Coda,
right.
you are so bad. You mean the trip to Starvation Reservoir? Oh yeah, you'd be surprised at how often that happens. And once we get Texas, they're just going to expand on that, would be my only guess.
Turn left. Turn left.
states that have been released so far: New Mexico, Oregon, Washington. According to the pre-release, the next state should have been Texas. But due to community feedback, that's why we're getting Utah in order to square up the map to get rid of a whole bunch of corridor driving.
You have arrived at your destination. Your route guidance is now finished.
And where do they want it? Hey, all the way in the back. And the M11 mod that I'm running today is Farm Mortal, and it is a loop idle engine. Yeah, definitely after we get Utah, Idaho is going to be needed. I mean, there's going to be no ands, ifs, or buts about that. Even though we're going to a regular dock here, just think there's going to be vacuum lines and a storage bin for all of this wheat that we're going to be dropping off. Alright, what do we got here? Okay, nothing here. Let's go to the cargo market. And what do we got here? Because we're going to have to go to a farm or even to a railway in order to get our next load. And where do we want to go? Let's go ahead and do this. It's going to take us more than probably all night, but I have not been to Grand Coulee in a while. So let's go over to the BNSF rail yard and get a load of sand and take that up to Grand Coulee. Here's the thing, Gary. Backing up in game is going to be nothing like backing these things up in the real world. I mean, it will give you an idea of what you're going to need to do, but the field of view in the game is not even close to real life. I went to tractor trailer school, basically, so I did the exact same thing that you're going to be doing.
Turn right.
Now, one thing that they're going to have you do in school is, depending on what trucks that you are going to be in, a lot of the schools these days, they have automatic, so you're pretty much not going to have to worry about it. However, if the school that you go to it does have any trucks with a manual transmission, I will recommend learning how to double clutch and taking your road test in one of those trucks. So this way you don't have a restriction on your license. And what I mean by that is if you take your road test and pass in the real world in an automatic, there's going to be a restriction on your license that all you can drive are automatic trucks. No, basically, when you are backing in, you want to start out in a straight line. So I will kind of
Go straight.
I will show you what I
right.
mean by that here once we get into the rail yard.
Stay right, and then turn right. Turn right. You have arrived at your destination. Your route guidance is now finished.
Alright, so my parking spot's going to be right over here. But, and I'm just going to do this as an example. The yard jockey there, I could pull up and do this, but what I'm going to do is, when you start backing, you don't want to start with your wagon like this. I mean, unless you're backing into a seaside, do not start with your trailer like this. Instead, you will pull up and you will get your trailer straight with your truck. And then from here, it's just a matter of knowing which way to turn the wheel, of which way you want to kick the trailer. And how I actually learned on that is, if you take your hand and you put it at the bottom of the wheel, if you want your trailer to go left, you turn the wheel left. You want your trailer to go right, you turn the wheel right. And honestly, to be completely transparent, don't worry. If you get a 53-foot wagon behind you, you're going to be going, how the hell am I going to back this in? Well, it's actually, the longer the trailer is, the easier it is for you to back in. Yeah, and basically, when you're looking at a trailer and backing in, if you're like you had me looking backward, do not look at the side of the trailers. You're gonna, as Thomas said, you are steering or driving the trailer, so you look at the tandems of where those are going. Then, of course, if you are not sure, then what they call a goal, you get out and look. It's the way that this truck has two different mirror options, Isaiah. I'm using the other option here to where they're not on the door, so I'm actually sitting a little bit closer than what I normally would be. What you also have to remember is I am running with an accessory called TrackIR that allows me to move my head around. So if I want to look in the right mirror, I don't have to hit 6 or move the mouse on my or move my mouse. I just turn my head to that side. William I used to drive in the real world. And trust me, this game is, parts of it are very similar to real life, but there is so much more to driving a truck than what's presented here. TrackIR is just a infrared device. So on top of my monitor I have the actual module, and on top of my head I have what, while I'm wearing a hat that has a hat clip on it. On the hat clip are 3 reflective surfaces that go with the sensor that tracks my head movement. Yeah, basically, TrackIR and any alternatives thereof, since there are several that are out there, think of this as a way of VR without having to spend $400 for a unit. However, TrackIR itself, from Natural Point, is by no means cheap. It's right around $150.
Stay left.
I worked for local companies back when I was driving, no national outfits. Okay, I cannot see the dials. I'm putting my headlights back on. Even though I could look at the computer there and see how fast I'm going, I like looking down and seeing that. Oh yeah, TrackIR is perfect for flight simming. Take care, Isaiah. Have yourself a good Sunday evening. I am running a mod called Trailer Pack USA. So instead of the base trailers that you get that are going to say Wallbird or Chems or anything like that, then you're going to be seeing Pepsi, you're going to see Ryder, you're actually going to see that bull hauler, even though we cannot pull it. The load kind of got lost.
Stay right, and then exit right. Exit right. Turn right.
And the interesting thing about the Dakota dump that we're running today, even though I'm running a spread axle, we are not able to lift that front axle either. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit drag around the turns basically.
Turn left.
Right now the only way that you can is through a mod. gonna say that wasn't the BHP bulletin I was supposed to go to, I hope. I would imagine they would, Thomas, once we get down into Texas, because hauling Speare around in Texas is actually a very big deal. That's part of another mod that I'm running. It's called Real Company Logo 3D. It's up to version 1.5, so you're going to see Chevron, you're going to see BP, Texaco, Loves, especially Loves here in Oregon and Washington. And then as this goes along, there are plans on the truck stops, the larger ones. In the game right now, they're called Pedros, but yeah, you can just imagine what that would be called in the real world. Yeah, Petro. Tell you guys, back in the day I took a vacation with my brother, and he was hauling for Trans Am Trucking at the time, well, driving for them. And basically this was back in, I'd say, the late 90s. He was hauling, he was actually going to a slaughterhouse in order to get a load of meat and going to his next location. Well, we were in Friona, Texas, which is about 40 miles from Clovis, and there was a snowstorm going through Texas at that time, so pretty much the slaughterhouse got shut down and we were not able to go anywhere. We were stuck there for like 2 days. You know, Texas, they don't have the machines in order to deal with snowfall, really. So I actually was able to tour the slaughterhouse. That was a little different. There's going to be that, Gary. At least Flying J. There's a truck stop in Spokane. The signage looks like a Flying J, but it's called Driving. But yeah, that's gonna be your flying hook. As in regards to pilots, I don't believe there's any models in the game as of yet that would even look like that. Pilot, Flying J are pretty much the exact same company. Pilot now owns all the Flying J's.
Exit right.
Yep, they are pretty much the exact same company. Well, the same quote-unquote parent company, which is Pilot.
Go straight.
But yeah, Pilot owns Flying J now. Slat Brothers. There's one of those 20 miles away from me. I'm not sure if you call them Slat Brothers out there or not, but they've got the reputation around here of being Slat Brothers. This was several years ago that they bought them.
Stay left, and then turn left. Turn left.
Yeah, no loves around me. I've just got sheets and pilot, basically. That's all I've got around me. Going to the east, that's when you run into the Sat Brothers. East and west, you'll run into TAs. The closest Petro that I know about is out in the Scranton area. No, there isn't. I'm sorry. Nope, that's the TA out in Lamar. There's a Petro, I believe, a couple exits past there, but don't quote me. It's been a while. Well, I hope they include at least a form once they get to at least Iowa. There in Walcott, they at least get the Iowa 80 here in game. Now, chances are it's not going to be fully licensed, but that is a very iconic truck stop. Just double checking, are any of you guys having any blurriness or anything like that with the stream today? Things that might be hard to read. Did I say Idaho? Yeah, I mean Iowa 80. Thank you, Thomas. Hey, Patty, how's it going? Yeah, it's Sunday. My brain shut down like Friday, and it hasn't been working since. Well, yeah, but I mean Iowa 80. Yeah, I'm not sure what the hell I said anymore. No, we are in the Freightliner FLD. As far as I know, there is not a classic that is updated for 1.35. Gorgeous up here in Washington. Now Utah, yeah, a good majority of that state, a lot of it is going to be desert, but we're also going to be starting to get into the Rockies with that too, so I cannot wait to see what happens and how SCS does part of the Rockies. Yes, it does. Every single truck is going to have that, Gary. Anything that with air brakes, at least. Yep, you basically get on the west side of Salt Lake City. You see nothing but salt for literally 150 miles. Yes, it is there, FMG. Well, there is a huge salt lake right outside of Salt Lake City where the Bonneville Salt Flats are at. Yep, that's exactly why and how it's got its name.
Go straight.
No, a lot of people will, however, stop on 80 since that's all flat out there, and they will stop and carve their names into the sand. That is ATS Real Logos Project. Look at that, they've got the overflows open today. please don't
destination.
give me a stupid spot to
Your
back
route guidance
into.
is now finished.
Hey, straight on, I can definitely do that. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna go around here and we're gonna back into there from the seaside. I just don't, with the way that this trailer turns behind me, there is no way I can do that going that way. Now remember what I said about getting into a straight line before you back? I'm going to go ahead and even though we're just going nice in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get myself at an angle and we're going to put practice in. There we go. We are in a nice straight line. Now we're good to get back into the slot. Alright, what do we got here? More sand or we got gravel? And those are actually quite long trips. I don't want to go quite that far. Let's see if we've got anything else here. No, that is it. So what I'm going to do is, what do we got here? May have to jump to another part of the map. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go OMAC. We're going to go ahead, let's do Thursday. We've got plenty of time. We're going to go ahead and deadhead over to OMAC and get that cottonseed. Yeah, it is. So I'm not going to be putting my engine brake on and no cruise control. Not that I use it a whole lot, but when I'm out on the interstates, I do. Running around towns like this, I do not. one thing the FLD that I drove in that this truck has that the one I drove didn't, the good old windshield wipers. The one that I drove, actually the wipers were controlled by air. They did not have an electric wiper motor. Now, if you have HDR on, yeah, it can look a little funny because things tend up getting washed out that way. I normally do not run with HDR on. And then I've got the bloom setting, I've pretty much got that turned off. Still got 132 miles to get up to OMAC. It's been like forever since I've had to deadhead in this game. I mean, normally if I did it was across a city, not going from one to another to grab a certain type of load. Once again, because of that red exclamation point on the dash, no, I do not have an engine problem. That is the light for the engine brake. Normally the FLD did not have a light for the engine brake, you just had your switches there on the dash for either 3 or 6. But in the game here, we've got that switch, and then we've got a dummy light. I believe the utility trailer mod has those. I am not sure though.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right.
Oh, Mr. Yeah, that was all my fault. I don't have my brake sensitivity turned up. Why I stopped so fast, I have no idea. You know, as I mentioned, I don't have my brake sensitivity turned up. I mean, literally, I've got this turned down, which is right here. I mean, if I wanted to stop quick, I'd move it all the way up, but I've got this way down. Why I stopped so fast, I have no idea. Yes, mostly what I drove back in the day when I was driving was this particular truck, a Freightliner FLD 120. However, it wasn't a mid-roof like we're currently here in game or one of the big condo sleepers. It was actually a flat roof, which I have never been able to find a mod of.
Stay left, and then turn left. Turn left. Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
Actually, every single American manufacturer has been licensed. So we've got the ones that are not here in game yet, which is basically going to be Western Star, Freightliner, International, and Mac. Every one of those trucks, there's at least one model in production. There is a very early render. I mean, it's just gray of a Freightliner Cascadia on the SCS forums in the teaser thread. And then when 135 was released, they mentioned in the blog post about a dealer being in Reading. That dealer is not yet visible, but rumors are saying it is a Freightliner dealership. So where we're going to have internationals at, I have no idea.
You have arrived at your destination. Your route guidance is now finished.
As far as I know, at least one of the trucks is currently on internal testing. And my guess is if we don't get a truck, I would say by the time that we get Utah, then we're probably not getting one this year. So basically with this ADM here, you can go in and out basically whatever way that, well, you can go out whatever way that you like. But getting into here, yeah, you do have to go pretty much the way that we came in. But getting out is, you're not going to have to worry about it. That was the Lone Star that was in the anniversary stream. Basically, that is they're thinking that's the truck that we're going to be getting first. However, it could be also the Cascadia. It had like a blue hood and the rest of the truck was gray. They showed off the interior that actually modeled a gear shifter, which should be the first truck that we get that actually has it included from SCS. You don't need a mod. Yeah, but I mean, now if that gear shifter going to be animated, that's another question. One that was originally on the licensing blog back in 2016, that was a 2016 Cascadia. The one that they're currently teasing is like the 2018, or if you want to call it a 2019, and it's going to be the new style. But it also, here's another thing in regards to trucks. I mean, are they going to be doing, is Freightliner doing what I think Volvo has done, to where SCS is working on the older Cascadia and getting that ready for release? They haven't told us that yet, while also building the new Cascadia. And Volvo then gave us the older 780s, 760s, and the 300 or whatever, why the new 760, 860s are being built by the vehicle team. I mean, that's a good question, I think. For the life of me, I cannot see Volvo North America granting a license for a truck that they no longer produce, which is the 780s that we currently have in game, without granting a license for a new model of the truck, of the VNLs. Travis, how's it going? Yes, it is. When we're out in the country, Gary, there's not a whole lot of traffic. Now, since we are going to Bellingham, we're going to be going to Trident Seafood in order to drop this load off. Should we go up to the forest site and grab a load of wood chips?
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
Running Mortal's M11 engine mod today, which has a low idle on it. So, and this is an older Cummins for sure.
Turn right.
The trailer today is a Dakota dump. This is from the Keith Davis update group that he has on Facebook, ATS public mod update or something like that. It was just released yesterday. The load that we're currently hauling is cotton hull seeds. Cotton seed hulls, yeah, if I can actually talk today. 40,500 pounds worth. Appreciate that, Travis.
Stay right, and then exit right. Exit right. Stay left, and then turn left. Turn left. You have arrived at your destination. Your route guidance is now finished.
Oh, that looks like this is going to be a fun one. If I remember what this one is, I think it's not so hard to get in there, but it's more of a pain in the butt. Yeah, that's the one that I thought it was. And one thing also to know, Gary, you might, chances are, I'm not sure if you're going to buy a CB or not, but back in the day when I first started driving, I ran skateboard. And I was in a truck stop one night, and basically these drivers were haggling me as I was backing into a slot, saying, "Oh, you flatbed drivers don't know how to back up and whatnot and whatnot." And literally, don't listen to what anyone says. Take as many pull-ups as you need. Safety is your #1 goal. And there's going to be no jobs out of here, but what do we got here in Bellingham? Probably a bunch of wood chips. Yeah, that's a hell of a run to go all the way down to Santa Cruz with this. Is there anything else here? No, there isn't. And external market, probably not going to work because of the trailer. What do we got freight market-wise? I'm basically running right across the state. Nah. I'm just taking a look and see what we got here. We got like anything heavy going south. Even though I don't have any beacons or anything, we're gonna go ahead and take this all-terrain crane from Horizon. Yes, I'm gonna have to dismiss my trailer. You don't need to tell me. Alright, let me take a look at the map. Is there a... There is. Alright, so after we get our load, we're gonna go over here. We'll probably end up dropping the trailer outside of one of these in order to go in, just so we can get beacons on the truck.
Ready to turn right. Turn right. have arrived at your destination. Your route guidance is now finished.
Yeah, if I remember, this is going to be fun getting out of here with this trailer, too. That is all going to be on, well, depending on the company. My brother would get a pre-plan, and then it will tell him where it's going, what the appointment time is, and then this will also be listed on the bills of lading too. And no, we cannot go straight with this load, so we're going to have a whole lot of fun getting out of here. But what I'm going to do here is I am going to map going over to here first, because we definitely need to get some beacons on the truck. Alright, let's see if I can get the hell out of here without causing a whole lot of damage. It would be so much easier if that wagon was not there.
Then turn left. Turn left.
Yeah, the company that hires you, chances are they're more than likely going to have some form of Qualcomm system for telling you where you're going to be going, where you're going to be picking up, your appointment times and whatnot. I mean, all that is already figured in the pre-plan.
Turn left. Majority,
a lot of the national carriers and even your small carriers, they're all moving towards automatics just because they're easier to drive. And you don't have to worry about ripping a transmission out of a truck, basically running in automatic. And back when I was driving, not the first company that I worked for, but the second one, which is called Artsmith Trucking, I ran for an owner-operator who was leased onto them. And the guy had a Volvo White that he went ahead and put somebody in. Well, apparently this guy did not know how to run a 13-speed transmission. Within 2 months, he ripped the transmission out of the truck twice. Literally after the second time, he was fired on the spot.
Stay left, and then turn left. Turn left.
Literally throwing the gear shifter into gears, and I'm not sure if he was purposely doing it or whatnot, but I mean, it takes a lot in order to rip a transmission out of a truck. If you did it twice within 2 months, the only way that I can think of that he did it, and he would have to literally slam it into gear in order for him to even do this, is if he was on the high side in, say, like 7th gear, and all of a sudden he went ahead and put the range selector onto the low side, slammed the truck into 2nd, and let out of the clutch. That's the only way I can see that happening. I mean, but then I'm not a mechanic either, so... Alright, let's go ahead and put some beacons on this. It did have beacons here. I guess we need the brackets. And then we can put beacons on this way. Works for me. Wow, $1,240 for beacons? Yeeks! Oh, and chances are we might not get by that guy right there. Let's go ahead and see. Yeah, we're by him.
Turn left. Get ready. Turn right.
Close only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and
Stay
nuclear
right.
warfare. Yep, pretty much a mobile crane.
Turn left.
he's out of gas. Or in this case, diesel.
Never mind. I'll find a new route. Turn right. Finding new route.
Well, the load is 77,500 pounds. The middle part of the trailer that we're running is a lowboy, but we need that Jeep on there in order to disperse the weight evenly. Well, more axles you have, the more weight you can basically haul. So you're only allowed 20,000 pounds per set of axles. On a tandems, you're allowed 40. So basically, you need to get that weight spread out, which is why this trailer has so many axles. More than likely, yes. Yeah, since this is going to Horizon Yacht, which is a boatyard here in Washington, they're probably going to use it in order to lift boats out of the assembly building or off of trailers and then into the water. Yes, we are in the FLD 120.
Stay left.
You're welcome. I appreciate that there, Trucker WRD. I actually drove this truck in the real world when I drove not so much the mid-roof, but a flat top. However, it was literally a flat brown color. I like the cream and the browns. They normally go very well together. Counting tractor trailer school or just on my own? Holy moly, we got the bypass. It's a miracle. How's it going today? My weekend is going awesome.
Stay left.
If you want to count the first truck that I've ever drove, it was an International, I believe it was a 9400. My brother at the time was driving for Canon Express, and this was around 95, I believe I want to say. I got my CDL in 96 and was out on the road then. First truck I drove in tractor trailer school was an International 9300 cab over. First truck solo was a Freightliner FLD 120.
Stay right, then exit right.
Yeah, that was my fault. And not anymore, I'm not. I used to be.
Go straight.
Right now, I am quit 100%. I actually take care of my mom. I haven't been on the road in a number of years. I drove over the road for several years, got married, then pretty much the wife said, I want you home, and being a good boy, guess who came off the road and started driving locally, and then literally I pretty much had to give it up for the time being. If needed, I still have my CDL, so I mean I can always hop back into the field when and if I want to.
Stay left, then turn left. Turn left. You have arrived at your destination. Your route guidance is now finished.
Oh, this is going to be lovely. Yeah, there's absolutely no way. We're going to have to back up here. We're going to need to hug those cars. I am going to call it quits here for this Sunday evening, guys. I do want to thank you for watching first and foremost. If you did enjoy today's live stream, make sure that you leave a thumbs up. It would be greatly appreciated. Want to help the channel grow and you're on YouTube? Go ahead and give that red subscribe button a slap. And go ahead and share the video if you do like. If you also didn't like the video, go ahead and leave a thumbs down. Comments are greatly appreciated. You can hit those up on any video that you guys would like. And I hope you have a great rest of your Sundays. As always, keep that shiny side up, and we'll catch you on the flip-flop.